Hey everyone, Dave here at Days of Glory Shopworks again. We're going to do a little bit different today. The engine, we are waiting for our race bearings. So they'll be, well, I'll have the mains tomorrow, but I'm waiting about a week and a half for the rod bearings. Not ideal, but it is what it is. Anyway, so I'm going to turn our attention to the bodywork on the car. Now, I put these quarter panels on my 1967 Dodge Dart. They came off of a 1969 Dodge Dart convertible years before I got my hands on them. Somebody has saved them. So I cut them, put them on, used the body shop panel bond adhesive along the top and side edges, welded everything else around. Now these were already beat up quarter panels, but they fit my price range very well, which was free. And now 12 years later, well, I got to do something with them. So I'm redoing the body on the car because it just needs it everywhere. It just needs a little bit of TLC. Can't be helped. Time. It gets stored outdoors with covers and such, but still, the winters are a little rough to them, and I'm also rough on the car. So yeah, 12 years later, here we are. I'm going to split this down right to the base. I have it welded down here, so I have to uncover this and see how I welded it in. And from there, like, I got little patches to do. That's not bad. I mean, it's not great fun, but it's not bad. I got a little straightening of the wheel well to do, some clearancing. And anyway, yeah, I'm going to be welding these full on, fixing up the rust that's behind, and taking her from there so we can get this old girl back on the road and doing burnout sideways again. So follow along and see what we come up with. Should be a good time. Actually, it won't be a good time. This is a very boring and messy job, but as you can see, I still have to clean up a little bit before I can get there. This is normally how I go. Work on one thing, make a mess all the way around it. So you got engine parts over here, engine parts over here, engine parts over here. Everything's everywhere. So give me a few minutes to clean up everything, to get some room to work, and mainly concentrating on this area here so I can get started on welding in the quarters properly again. Alright, here we go. We'll come back and see you. Okay, guys, after a short little break, had some supper, went out and ran a couple errands. Back to this quarter panel now. In the video you've noticed I've been grinding on the edge of it, so I'll give you a little closer look here what I've been attempting to do. So the old quarter panel was overlapped on the steel of the actual car body. That quarter panel is cut off. There's about a inch-and-a-half lip, give or take, all the way along. Peters off at the end, but there's still plenty of metal to attach to when I cut it out. Same thing with the door jamb area here. And just by cutting out what was junk, and I had to cut it back to about here. This is the quarter panel here, fits just nicely like factory spot. Looks pretty rough, but over here I did something interesting. I don't remember. I was in a lot of hurry back then. So anyway, I have to bring this in, and I can push it in level, and I can tack weld it all in place. Same thing up here, pushes in very nicely. And then essentially when I've got this all tacked, then I can go along and I can cut this whole edge here and basically bring the outer skin that's overlapped, bring it in flush to make a much better repair. It'll actually make my door jamb look a lot better than it ever has. The door will cinch just a little bit tighter, and I'll be much happier. So that's the plan. And then after that, well, yeah, I got rust repair to do because these are old used quarters, but it is the deal. I'm not giving up on them yet. I had some unluckiness when it came to shipping in a new set of quarter skins, and can't get anything else for a reasonable price with reasonable shipping anytime soon. So I mean, it's already February in a couple days, so yeah, winter's almost over, and this thing needs to be driving in the spring. Lots to do yet. My girlfriend's helping me tonight. Say hi, Natalie.
Hi.
And she's cleaning up the engine bay. We did some work on it, welded up a lot of holes that I had mounted things everywhere, as you name it. So we got to do a bunch of sanding in the engine bay, blend a few more spot welds, and generally just clean up the ugliness. I got to put a hole back in over here where my heater box is, because I'd had a whole mess going on there, and just a cover panel to mount my heater box at the time. But that's that, and now it's time to get to it. So belly's full, got my coffee, we're good to go. After grinding, spot welding, grinding some more, spot welding and cutting and everything, we're pretty decent. I got it fairly level. It's not perfect, but it was never perfect. This is a step above. Now, interesting spot down here in the corner. This has all been welded together already from a previous repair I'd done before we painted the car. It was primer gray for a long time. Probably the first 4 years of its life, and then anyway we painted it and we had to fix it there because the panel bond adhesive was already cracking in a couple places. A couple spots over there on that quarter panel too, but regardless, what I'll end up doing is I brought the upper metal out, inner metal down, came to an even spot, and once I finish welding this completely all the way, then I can go ahead and when I body filler it, I can level it out back here and right along the whole quarter panel. I still have a little bit down on the very bottom to go, but I think I need to make a relief cut somewheres around here to be able to bring the metal in properly and not distort it over here. I gotta play with it. Shouldn't be too bad. And then you'll see the repairs on the wheel well and a few touched up areas. This looks actually pretty thin here. I don't want to hit it with the grinder, but it has to happen. Anyway, I think that's it for the night. I have a nice mighty lung full of welding fumes, so yeah, we're gonna call her good. And just a quick update, Natalie's been busy sanding on the paint on the engine bay, which you may notice the paint in the engine bay is a different color than the paint on the outside of the car. That's a whole nother story for another day. But suffice to say, paint codes don't always match. But here we go. We're going to keep at it for probably another little bit and call her a night. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.